What's up, guys? Be right back. I'm back. You know what? I'm in a good mood, bad mood. So I'm in a mixed mood right now, guys. I'm sorry, but I gotta do this show. So if I'm not positive, it's not it has nothing to do with you guys. It's something to do with home right now, and it's really pissing me off right now. I think you can hear in the background. Once, be right back again. Yeah, I'm back. I'm once again sorry. Once again, I'm sorry, man. My viewers. But yeah, welcome to It's All About Wrestling episode 39. One more episode of my 40th episode. Yeah. 40 episodes almost, yeah. And you know what? My title says I'm going to talk about Big E becoming WWE Champion. Dark Side of the Ring. Well, what an interesting episode. Plane Ride from Hell. And we're going to look at Wrestling Weekly Review with other topics. Tommy Dreamer, Ric Flair. AW Dynamite Rampage preview. I set up a stream for Rampage. Not for Rampage. AW Dynamite. Check that out. And we're gonna I just added this to the description down below. Something positive, and we're gonna start positive. Positive today. AEW has announced a relationship with the Owen Hart Foundation to honor the world-renowned wrestler Owen Hart. Yes. Owen Hart is synonymous of wrestling, we know, and now he's back. His name is being honored by AEW. After 27 years, Owen Hart is being represented in wrestling once again by being honored by AEW. Of course, not by WWE. Of course. We all know what happened in WWE in that fateful day on April. I forget the date. I think it was April or May. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, but it was either April or May when he tragically fell from the rafters and passed away. That was. I'm not gonna see Raw because I'm gonna be busy tonight. May of '99, and yeah. But there's been some positive news today. It's actually been like the wrestling world is either positive or negative news. Like it's sometimes good news, sometimes bad news, and there's never a string of a consistency of good news continuing, or consistency of bad news. There's always been like inconsistency of news. But yeah. So I got the press release from AEW here. I'm gonna share it with you guys, and we're gonna read it. Well, I'm gonna read it. And you can read it with me. And I'm going to make it bigger for you guys. AEW and the Owen Hart Foundation enter into a relationship to honor the world-renowned wrestler Owen Hart. Owen Hart, part of the Hart family. AEW and the... Okay. September 20th, 2021. That's today. Obviously. All Elite Wrestling, AEW, and the Owen Hart Foundation, OHF, a non-profit charity which provides a vast range of assistance and opportunities to individuals in need across the world, are collaborating to honor the legacy of late wrestler Owen Hart, a beloved figure in the professional wrestling community and beyond. The collaboration includes launching the annual Owen Hart Cup tournament within AEW. So AEW is going to have a tournament. The Owen Hart Cup tournament is going to honor Owen Hart, which which will see the winner receive a cup known as the Owen. So the winner will receive a cup known as the Owen, as well as the production and distribution of unique and original Owen Hart merchandise, including specified retail goods, as well as upcoming AEW console games. So they're gonna make merchandise. They're gonna have merchandise in honor of the charity foundation, the nonprofit. So my guess is, if they make shirts, shirts, stuff like that, merchandise of Owen Hart, it's probably gonna go to this charity, obviously, Owen Hart Foundation, and AEW upcoming console games. You'll probably be able to play as Owen Hart. Well, Raw has been good. I don't know why they're trashing Raw. Raw has actually been decent, man. It's actually been good. But I'm not seeing it because I'm busy tonight. That's why I had to cancel my stream. I had my stream all set up for Raw Saturday, and then stuff came up. And I had such a good thumbnail, too, for Raw. That's just one of my best thumbnails. Well, I'm interested in seeing. I wonder if they're gonna get, like, I know this is great. It's great to see Owen Hart, his family, obviously his wife, Martha. I mean, she had to agree to this. Obviously, she had to agree to this, right? Her and the family. It's great to see that he's gonna be, not he, obviously, but that his name is gonna be honored back in wrestling again, in a good way. This is healing between the family and the wrestling industry. Not WWE. There's no way. There's still ill will there. I'm just curious. If we're gonna get Bret Hart, because Bret Hart and the family of Owen Hart don't exactly get along. They kind of alienated from the Hart family, right? And Bret Hart was on AEW television for the first pay-per-view 2 years ago to unveil the AEW World Title, right? If you remember that, he was there. Yeah. Well, that's kind of. It is WWE's fault for his They were a little reckless for his for what happened that night, the fateful night. I'm doing good, Nate. Dr. Martha, Hart, Dr. Martha Hart, who spearheads the Owen Hart Foundation, yeah. I don't know what they're gonna. I don't know. I wonder if she'll probably be the one to give the trophy, because from what I know, the Hart family and Owen's family, they're estranged from each other. So, but this is good. Owen Hart's gonna be honored. I know Owen Hart's never been it's weird. It's weird in a good way, but it's great to see Owen Hart being honored back, and his family finally healing with the wrestling industry. His family healing with the wrestling industry. I think she's over the pain, but there's some things you can't. I don't know if you can forgive WWE for that, man. I don't know. I think something like that is hard to forgive. I mean, they're literally. I don't know, man. I know the story is what happened. The harness. He was afraid of heights. But what happened was, is that the guy they used wasn't the actual. The guy they used for the harness and the wasn't the guy. It wasn't the same guy as Sting is. they wanted they did before when he was a Blue Blazer for that little time period. Before that incident at the pay-per-view, I think it was Over the Edge, which is still not a good title, like Over the Edge. Before that, when he came down from the rafters, they had the guy who did the Sting harness, right? The Sting harness. But I think for that pay-per-view, it was a different guy, an experienced guy, and that almost. I think Bret Hart said if he was still in WWE, he would make sure Owen Hart never did that. And I believe him. I believe if he was in WWE, Bret Hart would have made sure Owen Hart never came down through the rafters. But let's not talk about this. It's not a controversy. This is just a positive thing. We're going to have an Owen Hart cut. Yeah, they used the guy from Sting before. They used the guy from Sting before, the same guy that did Sting, but except for that pay-per-view. That pay-per-view, they used this cheap one for some reason. Yeah. Why am I getting a lot of people watching? This is good. It was. I mean, they probably shouldn't continue the show, but show business show always goes on. I don't know how the wrestlers could throughout the pay per view. They could. I don't know how they could get out of their mind for their match. It's like I don't know. I agree. But this is gonna be a great. You know what? Let a Canadian win the tournament, man. Let a Canadian win. Let a Canadian win it. Let a Canadian win this, man. It'd be better if a Canadian wins it. So I'm gonna read what the Owen Hart Foundation has to say. Of course, this came from Martha. The Owen Hart Foundation is extremely pleased to partner with AEW in this wonderful joint venture to honor Owen's substantial international wrestling career and the lasting influence he and his craft had in the sport. The AEW Owen Hart Tournament serves as a tremendous tribute to Owen and provides an incredible way for professional wrestling enthusiasts to celebrate his work in the most lifting way. We trust that Tony Khan and his amazing AEW team will do a brilliant job with this highly anticipated project. The OHF/AEW partnership is my special gift to all of Owen Hart's magnificent loyal fans who forever remember him and his inspiring repertoire talents. Yeah, Owen Hart's such a great talent. Not Sean Spears. There's other Canadians on the roster. You got, not Omega. You got, you could give it to Kristen. Kristen was around at the time, though. Kristen was around when Owen Hart was around. That's all I remember. I don't know. Well, Kenny, I know Mega's happy. Okay, so this is huge. This is positive. Let's talk more positive. And Willie. There's gonna be some negative stuff. We're gonna talk Dark Side of the Ring. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know when they said it. I don't know when they announced. Did they say when they announced the tournament? Yeah, he's doing the Impact stuff, but we don't. They didn't say when the tournament's starting, so we don't know. So he could be by the time the tournament starts, the Impact stuff could be done. So let's talk some other positive stuff. So I'm gonna briefly say this. Becky Lynch did say in an interview, that she originally was supposed to come back for WrestleMania to face Bayley, but that plan's off hold. Obviously, Bayley had like the segments, right, and the Bella saying, nobody cared about that. And then Becky Lynch originally said she was supposed to come back just before the draft, but they asked her to come back for SummerSlam. So she was supposed to come back for WrestleMania. She was ready. They went in a different direction. Then she was supposed to come back before the draft, but they decided, you know what? We need you for SummerSlam. Basically a week before SummerSlam. That's what happened. You know, Josh, you know why it's 20 years too late? Because it was never going to happen in WWE. It was never going to happen in WWE, that's why. But let's talk Big E. After what? Big E has finally become WWE Champion. After cashing the Money in the Bank briefcase on Bobby Lashley, who defeated Randy Orton on Raw last week. This was one of the most exciting things. Most exciting things that happened on the Raw show. Big E. Well deserved. When this guy came to WWE, remember, he was Dolph Ziggler's bodyguard. Remember with AJ Lee. Remember when AJ Lee turned on Dolph Ziggler and Dolph Ziggler had a kind of feud with John Cena, and then Big E came in. Are you going really there? Come on. You're probably kind of right, somewhat right. But I was gonna go. But everybody saw Big E as a future champion. He was Intercontinental Champion. He did have a little kind of he didn't do much for a little bit. He was and then he joined the New Day, which was a faction for like 6-7 years. They kind of stole part of kind of not really a faction because they're on different shows, but when they're on the same shows, they're always together in the backstage. And he was the second member of the New Day. Well, I guess technically he's not part of the New Day, but he's the second member of that trio to become champion. Remember, Kofi is the first. But everybody saw this big, well-deserved, strong, charismatic. I'm sorry. What else is there? Good in the ring. It's well-deserved. You know, I actually thought he'd become champion before Kofi Kingston. Because I didn't see... in my opinion, of the New Day, I didn't see Kofi Kingston becoming the champion out of that trio. I saw Big E most likely becoming the champion. Well, Kofi was first, and Big E, yeah. But this is huge for Big E. He got a big... And he wanted to do something big on Raw. They were competing against the NFL, and AEW is getting better and better. And he wanted to do something, and that's big. They didn't hold off the Money in the Briefcase for like a year. It's definitely they botched it with the oldest. I guess the Miz. I don't know. Well, it's a great moment for Big E. Yeah, the 5 count, Big E. I remember that. What else is there? But that's a huge moment. It's 3:20 already. Wow. Wow. I'm sorry about that. Okay. Do I want to transition to there? There's talk about there's still a brand split, but there's talk about having more superstars being on each brand. And there's also apparently, if you into Rampage, apparently Mark Henry is gonna be taken out of the 4-man announcers, and it's gonna be replaced by Ricky Starks, who's gonna be with Siobhan, no, not Siobhan, Excalibur, Jericho, and Taz. So yeah, Mark Henry is gonna be out. I think it might just be backstage interview, and doing the main event segments for Rampage, which is a good show. Yeah, this is the name to the main event. I mean, it's gonna be the main event tonight, right? With the Bloodline versus the New Day. So yeah, look at Ricky Starks to be on commentary permanently for Rampage. Mark Henry is gonna probably be backstage. Oh, and also remember, I'm gonna preview this on this show. Dynamite's obviously 2 hours, but Rampage, Grand Slam Rampage, this Friday night. It's not an hour show, it's 2 hours. 2 hours. And we're going to talk about Rampage, we're going to talk about Grand Slam. Not yet. But let's get to, so I'm going to end this share screen. Alright guys? Alright. Plane Ride from Hell. It's transition to Plane Ride from Hell. Boy. That was such an interesting Dark Side of the Ring, man. Oh my god. What a... That episode led to so many things in the wrestling internet community. My god. Plane Ride from Hell. If you don't know about this, it's this was a Raw brand tour. So the Kurt Angle stuff with the Vince McMahon, the same Kurt Angle show of Vince McMahon, apparently was not on this plane. Because he was a SmackDown superstar apparently. So this couldn't happen. This is apparently a Raw plane. A Raw talent. Yeah, they need to do part 2 because I think there might be another Plane Ride from Hell. Because I'm guaranteed, because if the Kurt Angle thing happened, this would have made it in the video because Dark Side from the Ring, they don't give a shit about Vince McMahon. They don't talk to Vince McMahon. But they could put it in, put it out. No, if they're willing to put what happened with the dirt on Vince McMahon, they'll put it in their documentaries. So I don't think the Kurt Angle thing happened on this Plane Ride from Hell. There could have been another Plane Ride from Hell that we don't know about. This might be the biggest one. And there's also stories of Undertaker putting what Angle in the choke lock or something like that. They didn't mention that. Yeah, they protected Dustin. Yeah, I know. They did. I don't know, but this was interesting. If you don't know the story, they rented a private jet that sports teams uses. Private planes, sports team uses. And that took them overseas to the European tour for about 4 days. And then that same jet was supposed to take them back to the U.S. But unfortunately, they were on the tarmac for 7 hours? 7 hours? So they had a 7 hours delay. And they kept ordering drinks. So they had one tray of drinks, alcohol, gone. Another tray, gone. Third tray. They eventually had 3 trays of alcohol. And and this is heavy alcohol stuff. And they had some guys who are pretty heavy drinkers and alcoholics on the plane, like Scott Hall, for example. Yeah, but you know what? I don't know. They probably kept him hitting. They didn't go after. They should have gone after Taker too. But I think Taker was a SmackDown guy though. I think it was a Raw play, and I think Taker was a SmackDown guy at the time. No, he could have been Raw. I'm not sure. No, you're right. Taker was a Raw guy at the time. I think this is 2002? Yeah, Taker was a Raw guy. I think. I'm not 100% sure. I know RVD. I think most of the superstars mentioned on that roster were Raw guys. I know the NWO were on Raw. RVD. This happened in May or is it April? I don't know. I don't remember. Because Josh, it caused a lot of confusion among the wrestling people on Twitter. Like, was this the same plane ride? But yeah, let's get back to the story. And then they go take off. They go deep talking about Dustin. Let's talk about the first thing. Brock Lesnar. Brock Lesnar, the Beast, Suplex City, was new in the industry. Was being pushed to be the next star, right? Big, huge star. Become the champion in 2002 at SummerSlam by defeating The Rock. But this is like 3 or 4 months ahead of that. Kurt Hennig, Mr. Perfect, back in WWE after a stint in WCW. If you know Kurt Hennig, he's a master ribber. And Kurt Hennig, he's a master ribber, but Kurt Hennig was such a good guy. Everybody loved Kurt Hennig. He was such a great guy. He was a ribber, but he wasn't a jerk. He wasn't a jackass. He did it for fun. Like Owen Hart. Unfortunately, he put some shaving cream. Was it shaving cream and punched it on Brock Lesnar? Was it shaving cream or something? I forgot what it was. On Brock Lesnar's head. And then Brock Lesnar. Here's the thing about Brock Lesnar. Nobody pranked him ever in his life. So, because Brock Lesnar is a jock, pure jock. He's probably the one more likely pranking you, being an asshole to you. He's the guy who's probably picking on the nerds in high school. So this is who no territory for him. Young. And you know what? Kurt Hennig and Brock Lesnar come from the same state as Minnesota, but they got into a tussle fight on the plane. And people were worried. They were worried on the plane. Like the plane was going to go down and down. They were on the door, the emergency door. Yeah, thank you, Nate. Yeah, thank you. Yeah. Smack on the door, but unfortunately, they said, "Yeah, I'm gonna talk about that too." I think this is the worst of them all. That and Terry Reynolds. I think the sexual harassment stuff, the sexual stuff, is the worst of them all. I mean, alcohol is bad too. Like Scott Hall stuff is bad, but I think, unfortunately. You got the word of Jim Ross. Jim Ross was like in first class with the McMahons. Vince and Jim Ross went backstage and said, "Cut." No, was it? No. I don't know. Or also, they stopped eventually and they were worried and they said we're gonna land if they make emergency landing on the Atlantic Ocean, in the middle of the Atlantic Ocean, because they're coming from the UK back to North America. Obviously, fuck no. Brock Lesnar's never ever pranked in his life. You know it's true. What else? And then let's get to the X-Pac, Michael Hayes. Okay, Michael Hayes, just drunk and probably drugged up too. Michael Hayes, if you know him, the Freebirds were party animals. Drug addicts. Yeah. That was the lifestyle of wrestling in the 80s especially. It's still in the 90s, but back then it was really, really bad. And he just randomly punched JBL. And now, tell me, JBL's been known to be a bully. Stuff like, well, would you just randomly punch JBL? And then Michael Hayes just passed out and X-Pac came with the scissors and cut off his ponytail. And he loved that ponytail. That was like his thing. And he was pissed off. And I think the reason X-Pac cut that ponytail, I think the reason is he felt he was getting buried because of him. That Michael Hayes was burying X-Pac. I could be wrong on that. And then we got Dustin Rhodes. Now Dustin Rhodes had his issues too. Remember his ex-wife, Terry Reynolds, was still in the company. They were in the company together, and they were divorced at the time. And Terry wants to explain the story that about Brock Lesnar. Brock Lesnar flashed his dick in front of her, and Colin and Dustin Rhodes basically told her to ignore it. Don't sell. Basically ignore it. Don't tell anybody. Basically just ignore it. I think that was what happened. Then Dustin Rhodes got on the phone, the plane's phone, what the flight attendants use, and started singing when everybody was sleeping. It's not sexual assault. It's not sexual assault. It's just what's the word? It's just creepy and not deserved. Yeah, don't sell. And he was singing, and he was a horrible singer, and people were sleeping because it's a long flight. It's a long flight. And JR had to come back and tell him to stop. Dustin stopped, and he stopped. And later on, Dustin was, Indigenous folks, yeah. I agree there. And Dustin later on was spitting tobacco. Yeah, and there was needles. And back in wrestling, there was needles, alcohol, and painkillers and different kind of painkillers. And Tommy Dreamer basically said he could get a painkiller. Or Just Incredible? Just Incredible looked really good here. Just Incredible, I would say Just Incredible and RVD and Jim Ross looked really good in this. Looked really good in here because I think they cared. Where Tommy Dreamer, we'll get to Tommy Dreamer after, guys. We'll get to Tommy Dreamer because this ruined his reputation. But that's now let's get to Scott Hall, and then we're gonna get to the Flair stuff. Yeah, has he rejected it? I don't remember. Yeah. The Scott Hall stuff, man. He was passed out. He was an alcoholic. JR said, yeah, we'll put him on the road. They weren't 100% confident, and he regretted the idea. JR regretted the idea of putting Scott Hall on the road because Scott Hall had his problems then. He was passed out, stuff like that. And then the flight attendant who was interviewed, Holly Doyle was her name. Oh my gosh, she feels traumatized by this experience. I feel really bad for her. Said Scott Hall woke up for a few, was out of it still, but he was a little bit awake and tried to lick her, or did manage to lick her, and then passed out again. And people thought he was dead. And then Flair. There's the big one. And what Tommy Dreamer did, defending Flair. I know from RVD, I know RVD was to do marijuana, stuff like that, but I know RVD is one of those guys who hated how wrestlers were doing this stuff, yeah. How these wrestlers are treating their bodies and stuff. I mean, RVD is a chill guy. He would not he did marijuana, but he was not he did have a drink. He does have a drink. He did have a drinking problem, but he would not try to ruin people. He had a limit, but these other wrestlers would go overboard. But with Flair, he took his robe and he was naked, flashing the flight attendant Holly Doyle. But here's the worst part. This is the actual harassment part. Wanting her to touch his dick. And ironically, Dustin's the one who told him, stop, no, Dustin. Yeah. And that was Flair. Yeah, RVD is a good guy, 100%. RVD is a great guy. And Flair, oh my god. And we find this out now. Flair has denied this. Has denied this. But let me tell you, this is not the first time this has been said about Ric Flair. Not the first time. There's been multiple accounts of this. When Flair's on a plane, that he's done the exact same thing. And that he thinks just because he's Ric Flair, he's allowed to get away with it. No, it's not the case. You're not allowed to get away with it. Ric Flair, you know him. He's a party pooper, womanizer. I mean, guy has 4 divorces. right? Stuff like that. I think he's on his fifth wife. I mean, I personally think if you're on your fifth, if you have on your fifth wife, you're probably not good. You're probably not. You probably shouldn't get married. I'm sorry. If you have a fifth wife, I'm like, oh, okay. You know what? I don't want to attack his marriage, but I'm just personally, in my opinion, if you got divorced four times, if you got divorced 4 times, you're probably not marriage material. Yeah, Sting did talk about it. Yeah, I think was it Animal or Hawker talked about from. Yeah, this is not the first time. This looks really bad for Flair, and there's talk about like there was speculation Ric Flair possibly coming in AEW manager Andrade. I think AEW now seeing this is like, yeah, we're gonna stay away from this man. Stay away from this man. And I feel bad for Charlotte Flair now. Yeah, she didn't want it. She was she was married and she just had her child, right? She just had her baby. No, she didn't want it. Bullshit. Flair was a liar. I mean, there's probably, I don't deny there's probably in the past some women maybe, I don't know. But from her case, she definitely denied it. And I feel bad for Charlotte. It's not blame Charlotte for this. Don't put the sins of the father on the daughter or the kids. I don't blame. This has nothing to do with Charlotte. Don't, guys. Okay, this is all about Ric Flair. I feel bad for Andrade now that he's knowing about his father-in-law. Like, this guy was an NWA TV pay-per-view in August. He was in Mexico for the AAA. Oh my god! And now the Car Shield stepped away from him. Even though I saw the Car Shield commercial with Ric Flair yesterday, I did see it yesterday on TV. This is bad. I mean, you remember the time when Hogan got caught making racist comments on tape, and WWE blacklisted him from the Hall of Fame. Basically took him up for the Hall of Fame. They did reinstate him, but with Ric Flair, would WWE, if this is all true and this stuff is coming out, would they do the exact same thing? Would they do that? They need evidence, obviously, because the Hogan thing was evidence, but this is all allegations, really. But there's been more accounts. There's been counts of this happening over and over. So if the more accounts, it's more likely to be true. But for a sexual, if this is true, if he's you know what, you know what, he better not. He shouldn't pull a Joey Ryan. I'm not a cancel culture guys, but if you, I'm seriously, but if you go after women like this, yeah, I mean that's smart. Well, if this is all true, do what they do with Hogan, take him out of the Hall of Fame. AEW's gonna stay away from him. I mean, a guy. I mean. If this is true, here's the thing: if this is true about Flair, and he's trying to get flight attendants or whatever, not just flight attendants to touch his dick and cock, he should be charged. But he need evidence for that, right? Is this a? Oh yeah, probably. Like Joey Wine should take responsibility for his actions instead of going to religion. What's it say? It's true about Ric Flair. He should. I know it's just allegations. You need evidence, but if you find evidence this is true, he could be charged. He could be charged. And don't fucking blame him on the alcohol. This is a serious issue. I don't care who you are. I don't care if you're a famous celebrity or nobody. It's a fucking serious issue. Yeah, I heard. Yeah, tell me who. I know Sting. Sting said it. I know that. I know Animal. I think Animal Hawk. Who else said it? I know who else said it. Put in the comments below who said it. There's more stuff coming out. This is not good for Flair. This is Yeah, he's done. He might be done. I know there's gonna be people saying stuff like that. There's no evidence. Yeah, but if there's more people coming out saying this about Flair, I'm leaning towards more being true. Now, let's get to Tommy Dreamer. Fuck Tommy Dreamer. I had respect for Tommy Dreamer. I had a lot of respect for Tommy Dreamer, but he kind of defended Flair, and he kind of badmouthed the woman, the flight attendant Holly Doyle. I mean, seriously, Tommy Dreamer used to say Flair being Flair or boys being boys. Like, that's so it's okay for him to get a free pass just because they're being boys were being Flair being Flair. No, no. What is it? I'm gonna come. Okay, then yeah, okay, thank you. So, like it's so. What is it okay for serial killer is allowed to get away with this stuff because this serial killer is he's just being himself or herself. No, you can't get away with that stuff. It's because that's a bullshit excuse. Flair being Flair, that's not a good. No. That doesn't make it right. That does not make anything right. Tommy Dreamer, I know he's been great at his words. He did come out statement, he's great at his words, but I think Impact did the right by suspending him indefinitely. And I don't know if we're gonna actually fully cut ties with them. But he did apologize. I have to read it. And he was pulled from Busted. Here we go. Yeah. So he victim saying, yeah, man. I think I mean, kudos for him apologizing, but still. That's not very good, man. I mean, I don't know what's gonna happen. I don't think it's gonna be. Maybe take some time off, Dreamer, and maybe they'll bring him back. And you know what I'd like to see him do? I know he apologized on Twitter, but he needs to do something, not just apologize, not just apology. He needs to donate to charity or something. I don't know, man. Sensitive classes. I don't know, cause I think he has a chance. Cause Josh, Josh, here's the reason why. Cause almost everybody at AEW has a manager, and I kind of agree with you. Why does everybody need a manager? I kind of agree with you. Cause he needs someone to talk English for him. That's what I think, though. But this was one. And JR had to take up a lot of shit, and I think he took it out on Justin Credible unfairly. I don't think Justin Credible should have been chewed at by JR when Justin Credible had passed out Scott Hall in a wheelchair. He chewed out Justin Credible, and I'm like, why? I was watching. I'm like, why chew him out? Like, Justin Credible wasn't doing anything wrong. Like, in my sense, Justin Credible did nothing wrong. He was helping out his friend. He was friends with Scott Hall, and people thought he was dead. I don't think you shouldn't attack. You should. Why did? And I felt like JR had to deal with so much stuff on that plane. He just took all his frustration with Justin Credible, who really did nothing wrong. Just helping out Scott Hall. Justin Credible was a good guy there. He did what he was doing the right thing there. Justin Credible did nothing wrong. He didn't deserve that. Yeah, that's true. It was, Probably. And what happened is the end result. Scott Hall got fired. Kurt Hennig got fired. And a year later, he tragically passed away. Rest in peace, Kurt Hennig. With Ric Flair, it was either suspend. What's this? No, with Dustin was either suspend or fire. They actually let his contract run out, right? They let his contract run out because they had that one with Booker T as a tag team. It was actually a very good team. Booked us. And with Ric Flair just got a free pass. And you could tell on JR's face when he's being in the interview, he's like, no, he should have never got a free pass. Ric Flair should have been booted out. But Ric Flair is Ric Flair. Ric Flair is Ric Flair. So he got a free pass. JR. Ultimate Warrior was let go for steroids and also holding up Vince McMahon for money. But Ric Flair wasn't let go because potential sexual harassment with the flight attendant by trying to force her to touch his cock. And I think that's the first time I said that word on live stream. Wow. Fires Jeff Hardy for Jeff Jarrett. Well, Jeff Jarrett. No, okay, no, that's a different story. He got rid of fires wrestlers for less than what Ric Flair did. Much less. What Ric Flair did was beyond a fireable offense. Be honest with you. It's not. Was it beyond a fireable offense? I mean, yeah, Josh, you nailed it right there. I think you're right. I think JR wanted Flair to be punished, and I know. Yeah, you're right. And Vince did protect his favorites, but now it's kind of something. Next Dark Side of the Ring is Chris Kanyon. God, I'm watching that too because Chris Kanyon was such a talented performer in the ring. He was good in the mic too. Who's better than Kanyon is one of my favorite lines. Good in the mic. Best friends with DDP, and sadly, how his career turned out because he was gay, and when he was wrestling, being gay was kind of frowned upon. It wasn't a good thing, and how it led to his demise in his life, and how it led to his death. But I'm looking forward to that because Chris Kanyon, look, the guy was good. He was great in the ring, Chris Kanyon. I'm looking forward to that, and I know they probably got I know they got DDP. They got DDP on that Dark Side of the Ring, right? For Chris Kanyon. You know what else they should have got? Raven too. Because Chris Kanyon did some stuff with Raven and DDP. Yeah, man, and the flock and stuff. Because I hope it was good, man. You know, this video might be going on longer than I originally thought because I've been talking a lot of passionate things here. But woo, this is good. This is good, though. Let's talk Wrestling Weekly Review. I saw Raw. I mentioned Big E stuff. There's 4 women matches. I did not like some of them. The women matches are. What else happened on Raw? I like the rivalry. I like when they team up. I like those skits when they went to Raven's mansion with his family. Remember that? It's members what a mark. Those on Raw. What happened? I mean, Dewdrop beat Eva Marie once again. It's over. Oh yeah, I like the segment with Alexa Bliss and Charlotte Flair. Yeah, defeated who did she beat? Oh fuck, I forgot who she beat. Oh, Shayna? Was it Shayna? Or not? It was Shayna, right? Now after the match, Alexa Bliss came out with a rap present, and it gave. I knew it was a doll right away, and gave it to Charlotte. And Charlotte opened. It was a Charlie doll. After Charlotte, Charlie, like a male name for Charlotte. Yeah. That doll's gonna be on for sale on shops on WWEshop.com. You can pre-order. It comes out in November. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, I know. This week, preview Rhea Ripley and Nikki Cross are gonna face the champions of Tamina and Natalia. Jeff Hardy lost to Sheamus, right? Okay. You know what? What was good? The ending was good. Biggie, he was teasing the whole night who's gonna cash it on. And let's get to NXT 2.0. NXT 2.0, the rebrand NXT. Because I gotta finish the stream very soon. Because I'm gonna preview Dynamite and stuff on Rampage. And I'm gonna NXT 2.0, the rebrand pay-per-view. Now, LA Knight took on who was it? Rick Steiner? Or Brock Baker, whatever his name is, Rick Steiner's son. And he actually lost. And LA Knight got a match later on in the main event. Okay. And you know what? He looks good. It's just the name you got. Yeah, the name. Yeah, okay. So, let's talk about the women's stuff. Frankie Monet versus Mikhail Gonzalez was supposed to be on the card. Never happened. Didn't happen. They took it off. Let's get to the women's stuff. So we have backstage Gigi Jolin and I keep forgetting the other woman. Saying, oh, you look with a covered Mandy Rose, and then you come out to see that that team is gonna take on Casey Cazzero and Kaden Carter. Unfortunately, Mandy Rose came out, caused a disqualification. Then Saray came out to help Casey and Kaden Carter make a 6-man tag. But Mandy Rose, before that, revealed herself to have a new brunette hair. Oh, okay, that's the reason. Okay. Mandy Rose has brunette hair and looks different, like she's a whole new character. And a lot of people are complaining, oh, she has different haircut. I'm like, guys, a new haircut could really like change somebody's personality and stuff. And she's not gonna be the Golden Goddess anymore. She's a different Mandy Rose. And they have a team now, Toxic Addiction, I think. Toxic Addiction. I don't know. The trio beat that Saray, Casey, and Kaden. We had Diamond Mine, the Creed brothers win. Now they introduce a female into Diamond Mine, Ivy something. I forget her name. She showed off her muscle. Yeah, I don't have any muscle. We saw that, what's her name? I forget her name from Sir Scott Group. Wrestled the first time. I wasn't impressed. I thought she didn't look good. I know she's squashing. I don't think she looked good. And then El Fantasma came out with Electra Lopez. And it looks like they're gonna have a challenge sometime. Is it Electra Lopez? Who used to be Chris Rivera? We had Bivens, yeah. We had Kyle Riley be taken out backstage. So he was replaced by somebody else, Cal Bloom. Cal Bloom was a son of a former wrestler in the main event. So the main event was for the NXT Vacant Championship. Tommaso Ciampa versus Pete Dunne. I like, yeah, they got those two good facts. Pete Dunne, Pete Dunne, Tommaso Ciampa, Cal Bloom, and LA Knight. Tommaso Ciampa became champion and saw the match. Cal Bloom looked good. I'll admit, Cal Bloom looked good. Oh yeah, as Von Kali, yeah. And then that was the main event, but wasn't the ending of the show. The ending of the show was the wedding segment, which I thought was very, very well done. I really did like the wedding segment. It didn't end like a typical wedding segment, even though it had some funny stuff in it, some comedy in it. So we have the heels. We actually have heels and faces. We have Indy Hartwell, Dexter Lumis. Indy Hartwell is being accompanied, right, by Gargano. Dexter Lumis is ready rating. Gargano's like, "Where's the ring? Where's the ring?" And Ikiro, whatever his name is, the Japanese wrestler with the Hawaiian shirt, beach shirt, had the ring, and Johnny goes, "What is he doing in the ring? What's he doing in the ring?" And the pastor or whatever, the reverend was like, "Does anybody object to this wedding?" And everybody put their hand up. And Dexter Lumis opened up his whatever kind of suit he was wearing, and he had an axe threatening them. If they said anything, he'll chop them in pieces because he's portrayed as a crazy, creepy serial killer, right? And then he did choke out the pastor, and then Beth Phoenix got involved to become the officially marry them. The event, Dexter Lumis didn't read his vows, but he did say when it's his time to say "I do," he did say "I do," and officially they got married. And Austin Theory came out. You would think they would get something happened, but no. But this wedding went great. It was a good wedding. It heels and faces, and the heels didn't ruin it. The faces didn't ruin it. You would think Johnny Gargano ruined it or Candice LeRae? Nope, nothing ruined. It was good, and that was the end of NXT 2.0. And Dynamite was a good show too. Bryan challenging Omega to a match. The match on Wednesday is not a title match. By the way, remember, it's not a title match. But Dynamite was a good show. CM Punk was a guest commentator. Almost a day. Well, 9:15 to 9:30, Team Task came out. Will Hobbs put CM Punk through the table. CM Punk and Will Hobbs will face each other on Rampage this Friday, 2-hour show, Grand Slam. What else? Adam Cole had his first match against Frankie Kazarian. Good match. Solid match. Him and the Young Bucks are going to face Christian, Jungle Boy, and Luchasaurus. I think it's this Rampage. If I'm correct, it's this Rampage. It's not Dynamite. And you know what? What else was there? MJF? No. I forget what else happened on Dynamite. It was a good show, but I'm more prepared for this Dynamite. And Rampage, you can check. I'm not going to talk about Rampage. You can check my review on Rampage, but in quick short, I really do like the pipe bombs, the shoots. Ruby Soho and Britt Baker sat on each other. Yeah, and Rampage has way too many, but I did like the Ruby Soho and Britt Baker thing on Rampage. SmackDown was okay. We open up with the Bloodline and Big E comes to confront the Bloodline, and then it basically shows that there could be a match at the next Raw tonight. To hype up the match for tonight. And Liv Morgan and Toni Storm fought Carmella and Zelina Vega. This match ended in a count out because Carmella said got her nose broken by going into the middle ring post. Liv Morgan called her out for being a coward and stuff. And Liv Morgan and Carmella are going to have a match on Extreme Rules. I don't know why. Liv Morgan's facing Zelina Vega on SmackDown. We have Seth Rollins come out